Okay, so I just finished watching the first in a miniseries of My Mum is Tracey Beaker. So, yeah, this is another sequel series to the story of Tracey Beaker, and Tracey Beaker returns. So, yeah, to be honest, I was a little bit worried going in about this because the trailers made it seem like it was just going to be a very, stereotypical, hey, Tracy meets this guy and they're not right for each other and he is abusing or whatever. But for the most part, it isn't done like that. For the most part, it's done a lot more down to earth. Um, so yeah, the story is obviously Tracy Beaker in this version has a daughter and they live in a council flat. And Tracy Beaker's daughter, I think, seems a little bit unrealistically, proud than that of her mum. And, just the two of them together and everything. I don't know, it just seemed a little bit over the top because generally, I can't speak for the dumping ground now, but I remember Tracy Beaker Returns and the story of Tracy Beaker had a, well, I wouldn't say a totally realistic approach to things, but had a much more grounded, realistic, more realistic approach to things than a lot of other shows would. But this one just seems, Tracy Beaker, my mum Tracy Beaker is the best thing ever, and she doesn't need anyone else. It's just the two of us, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's the performance of the child actress they got or not, because to be honest, you don't. I don't know. I just don't seem to get that much personality out of her because she only seems to have two modes in this. She either has the oh yes, my mum is the greatest ever, and then the kind of more oh my mum, can't have a boyfriend and shouldn't hang around anyone else kind of thing. It's kind of a bit like that. Yeah, it's a bit odd. Bit odd. I don't know. It just feels like in this first episode everything seems to be rushed, and I will be spoiling something later because I do need to talk about this, and it's to do with the pacing. So the guy that Tracy ends up going out with is a retired footballer named Sean that she knew briefly as a kid, and the problem is that you don't really see much of their relationship, to be honest, and that's the problem is that this is only a half an hour episode and there's only going to be three of them, so 90 minutes total. And the problem is with the way the relationship escalates, and spoiler warning in three, two, one, no, really. So at the end of the episode, Sean basically, makes an ass of himself and makes a big deal about Tracy's daughter not wanting to eat a rare steak. And it's simply because, oh, it's too raw for her, and he wants her to, eat it, and then he gets annoyed at her when she feeds it to the dog that he got for her. Which, yeah, that just seems a bit too arsehole-ish. I mean, I can understand it somewhat, but if the kid doesn't like it, then fine, don't eat it. Go hungry, or and he didn't. The thing is, or even Tracy says, "Oh, let me put it back in the pan for 5 minutes," and he goes, "No, no, you've got to try it rare." It just seems a bit, I don't know, out of place. And that's the problem is that the relationship between them just seems a bit off because it doesn't really get that much development. And then Tracy and her daughter just decide to leave, and then he then drives up in the pink car that he got Tracy to surprise her with, and literally on the spot asks her to marry him there and then. Oh God, how bloody cliche could you get? And the problem is, like, it's not made clear how long they've been going out. There's no, in the episode we only see them go out a couple of times. I think they only go out about 3 or 4 times. So there's no real sense of time of how long they've been going out. Like, for all I know, they've only been going out a couple of weeks at most, maybe a month. It's not very clear how long they've actually been going out, and then he just does the cliche thing of, oh, I want to be better, and then just asking her to marry him. It just seems so... Like, that's the problem with it being half an hour. Like, if this was an hour-long episode, or if they left this, if it was going to be a mini-series, left it to the end of episode 2 so that could develop further, or even establish how long it's been. Like, if they said, oh yeah, it's been, I don't know, 3 to 6 months, or something like that, then, okay, then I could maybe see him doing that, possibly, but it doesn't seem like it's being very long. It seems like this is only like the start of the relationship. It's, pretty early days. So it just seems really kind of stupid and cliched at that. Because the rest of the episode, I actually enjoyed it. Sean, as a character for the most part, apart from the one scene at the end, he isn't portrayed as an arsehole. And that was something I was worried about, that he would just be portrayed, as an arsehole. But to be honest, it doesn't seem like an arsehole for the most part. For the most part, he does seem, to trying to be a good boyfriend to Tracey and be, nice to, I think her name's Jess? I literally can't remember her name off the top of my head, but I don't know, it just seems all kind of shoved in to half an hour. It does all just seem shoved into this half an hour episode. And I think that's why, if this, I think really this should have been 2 episodes. Like, this should... I mean, I can't judge what the other 2 episodes are going to be like. We'll see how it plays out. But if the other 2 episodes are like that, I'm going to say this right out the bat. It should be double the length. It should be 6 episodes as opposed to 3. But yeah, and it's just weird as well. It's just weird. Now, Danny Harmer is great as ever. Danny Harmer basically, knows this role like the back of her hand. She obviously played it throughout the story of Tracey Beaker. She then came back to do Tracey Beaker Returns, and then she made a guest appearance in The Dumping Ground, and obviously now she's back again here. They do mention stuff like, oh, she was a care worker, and then she's just had, odd jobs here and there. She's worked at a bar. She's worked behind a bar. She's now working in a cafe. She's basically worked various jobs. I would have liked it if they'd continued with her being a care worker, because, to be honest, I quite liked that ending for her. It was kind of a nice sort of bittersweet that she spent all this time, trying to get away from a care home, and then she ends up becoming a care worker. That was quite, a nice little ending. But hey ho, I guess that just is what it is. Cause it's just a shame, because that was quite a good ending that they previously built on, but it's all gone here. But yeah, I'm going to reserve full judgment until I've seen the other 2 episodes, but for the most part, it was kind of exactly what I was expecting. It was better than I initially thought, seeing from the trailers. The trailers do make it seem worse than it actually is. I'm not saying this is bad. I'm saying that, for the most part, the number one issue here is the format of being half an hour. It is just too short to basically, do the type of story that they wanted to do with this. It is, really. To be honest, I would have thought that... I don't know. I'm not sure. To be honest, like if they brought back someone like Crash or someone else, someone who had actually gotten on, it would have made a lot more sense for the way that relationship would went, because Tracey would already, know the person pretty well. But the way it's done here is just the mention of, oh yes, we knew them, we knew him a bit as a kid, but she never even knew his real name, blah blah blah. So it's just, I don't know, it just seems a bit rushed, to be honest. So yeah, but overall, that's my thoughts on it. Let me know what you think about it below in the comments below, and let me know if you'd like me to do a thoughts on watching for the other 2 episodes, which will be airing Saturday and Sunday. So yeah, there we go.